Hi there, viewer. How are you today? Welcome to this week's collective energy reading. So this is the week starting the 1st of April. So let's have a look what kind of energies are in the collective with us, with people around us, just in the collective at large, and see what we're working with this week, what's coming towards us, what the feeling is around us this week. So let's see what Spirit want us to know. This is for all signs, all placements, and collective energy reading wherever you are in the world. So we have lunar eclipse change. We have a lunar eclipse coming up on the 8th of April. And we've just had a very, very powerful lunar eclipse in Libra, partial lunar eclipse in Libra at the end of March. So there's a lot of powerful soul activation energy, emotional activation energy happening. I'm not surprised this is the first one out for this week's read, viewer. Let's have a look. What else are we experiencing this week? We've got Mercury, the mind. So this is all around our communication, how we're expressing communication, what we're thinking about, how we're thinking, our logic. This can be technology as well. We've got Mars, force. We're also in the season of Aries, which is the energy of Mars. So this is all about taking action forward and courage as well. We've got Venus, love. We've got Saturn, return, age. There's a lot of decisions being made about what we want in our on an emotional level in our personal relationships here, in what gives us pleasure. Solar eclipse, revolution. Very powerful moon energy, sun and moon energy. So whatever your sun and moon placements are, the energy of that might be, oh, we've got Libra, I balance. Yeah, and this is where we just had the partial lunar eclipse at the end of March. Okay, and we've got movement of we've got astrological movement in the coming weeks, but we have a lot of energy around understanding where we want to be and what do we want to move towards, and we've got energy that's helping us be courageous in those changes. Saturn return always brings changes, and that can be a couple of years leading up to our Saturn return sometimes, and particularly get more intense, and then implementation of what we've learned through when our Saturn return has passed. And with all of this sun moon ecliptic energy, we have a lot about soul searching. And with this Libra balance, we've just had this very powerful full moon in Libra, and what the Libra energy does, because it rules our 7th house, is all around partnerships, is all around bringing things back into balance. This is the justice energy coming through. Let's have a look at the tarot, actually, because I feel that this is very strongly linked to what we've just been through the last couple of weeks. So let's have a look. What else do we need to know? And there's something about this week taking courage, taking steps forward with courage, having the energy of really being focused and going for what we want. With Saturn being here as well, there's something about being very mindful about what we want, being very aware of how we're taking what it is that we want. But this is completely revolutionized with change and revolution. This is, I'm no longer feeling fulfilled. This is, I'm no longer feeling satisfied. And this could be showing up for a lot of you as well, viewer, in business. If you have a business or something that you're doing on that level with this 7th house energy with Libra. But it's the energy of Libra, which is all around pulling other people up as well. We've got the Queen of Cups. Emotional energy, nurturing energy. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Fool, leap of faith. Yeah. This is taking a leap of faith in a direction that is more emotionally fulfilling and holding on to our values, but not holding on too tight to anything else. Queen of Pentacles, wow, with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. A move that you make towards something that is more emotionally fulfilling is very prosperous. King of Wands, wow. Mastery energy this week, Vera. A lot of mastery energy, Page of Swords. Being more curious in the mind space with Mercury coming up as well. King of Cups, definite emotional fulfillment, balance with taking action and feeling into our intuition with the moon energy and this mind energy. We've got a lot of mind and action here. We're feeling slightly trapped, but this trapped energy with the Eight of Swords is deeply about us taking a step forward, being more aware of emotional. So we can see that there's some puddles of water on this card. We have a clear way out, but we can't see what way out that is because we're in the mind space. But the mind space is amazing to be strategical and tactical and aware when we'll have a look at mind space in a second, when we're taking steps forward. But the courage has to fall back on our fire energy, that action energy, that transformation energy, and our emotional body, because that's what keeps us going. Three of Pentacles. There's a different way to do something. If you feel trapped or if you feel restricted in any way, with this Three of Pentacles energy, there's a different way to do something, a different way to look at something. Oh, judgment. And we've got this with Libra energy. Big cycles completing. I feel like all of the decisions that you've made that might not have led to something in the physical that looks particularly like so-called quote unquote successful has been deeply successful on an emotional level for you. So now all of the rewards for making these balanced decisions, for making these heartfelt decisions, from being in the mode of wanting to transform for the best, for being in this mode of love, for really being aware of our lessons, there's a lot of that good karma is coming back in this week. Let's have a look at mind space because we've got some with the Eight of Swords here and Mercury coming up. So for some of you with this Page of Swords coming up as well, this could be learning something, wanting to learn, take a course on something, go back to education or higher level education for some. But there's a leap of faith that's needed. And then because there's an emotional pull that we're having to change something, to transform something that is very purposeful, very, very purposeful, that we deeply desire. And there's a leap of faith required for that, coming out of the emotional body, coming out of this kind of revolutionizing how we look at the world, how we look at what we're doing, how we're going about things, our relationships, our connections with this seventh house energy. What else? What do we need to know about the mental space here this week? Am I on the right path? So this could be a question that you're asking yourself. This could be a feeling that you have. And this is where we have the Saturn return. Saturn return always asks us to look at where we are and to either double down on that or completely change tact entirely. So for those of you where you need to change path because you know that you're not fulfilled where you want to be, you're not on your kind of purpose fulfilling pathway, there's energy, especially with all of this the eclipse season energy around us at the moment as well, to completely take a leap of faith to make these changes. But now's a good time to ask, am I on the right path? What else do we have? Does my life have room for more pleasure and play? Wow, with this Venus energy. Where can you get more pleasure and play in your life? Is that a book? Is it some time to yourself? Is it some time with other people with this Libra energy here? Mars is very independent energy. There's something quite parallel about being together with others and on your own, and about blending those energies in, and time on your own where you're doing something, you're working towards something, and then bringing that into relationship balance as well. Am I communicating my needs? Absolutely. With the Mercury, this is all about communicating And with the energy that's come out, this is communicating emotional needs. This is communicating fears, something that is making us feel a little bit stuck. Getting help from other people with the Three of Pentacles here. Getting help from other people, getting some knowledge, being curious about like, how can this work, and getting some information with the Page of Swords energy. But really, what fuels you? What's your passion? Where can you have more pleasure and more play? But I kind of feel like I'm on the right path is question one. Am I communicating my needs is question two. And then this seems to be falling in a succinct pattern, in a succinct way. Okay, let's have a look at chakra energy. What is being activated on a chakra level for us? Global chakra energy and our individual chakra energy. What's happening? This wants to come out. Holistic health. What else? With the Queen of Pentacles here as well, and the Queen of Cups, we're really touching on physical health, emotional well-being. And with the Venus energy coming through as well, very strongly. I'll flip this around in a second. There we go. So where is it that is there any, this actually feels for a lot of you viewer, it's not about what do I want to do for my health. It's looking at what is not contributing to my health that's in my life right now. Forgiveness, heart chakra energy. Holistic health, we've got root chakra energy. This is heart chakra energy. Being completely open of heart space, and that's this Queen of Cups energy and the King of Cups energy. That's why we've got such a strong emotional energy coming up. We've got universal light. This is our star chakra. This is really connecting up through our crown chakra and higher. For a collective reading, this is really very, very powerful. This is about the conversations and communications we have that are in a healthy way, physically being in a healthy way, and making choices and making day-to-day choices that contribute to our well-being and our health. And what might need to change there, what might need to completely be revolutionized in those areas. But connecting with a higher source on a very deep level here with the soul star chakra. And we've got creativity. We've got the Venus energy coming through very strongly this week. Where can we be creative? This is our sacral chakra. Where can we be creative? What are we waiting to birth, to create? What's kind of in a incubator state that we are ready to start focusing on, start harnessing, start nurturing on a deeper level? Okay, let's have a look at some situations around all of this and see what else we need to know. What does Spirit want us to know this week, viewer? This is with Mercury energy, Mercury going retrograde this week as well. It's communicating after having contemplated and thought, but being open in communication to everybody's point of view, because there can be often miscommunications in Mercury retrograde, but also because it slows us down slightly, there's a lot of room for really thinking about what we want to say, considering what somebody else has said with their words, but with their actions, with what are their emotions saying, what are their needs, especially with this Libra, the balance energy coming through. It's a time to slow down, and there can be very effective communication during Mercury retrograde when we've taken the time to be slow, and with this, and to be very considered and very conscious. And with this Saturn return energy, it could be that you've been thinking about age, and what have you done with your life so far, what do you want to be doing with your life in the future, what experiences you want to have. It could be that age all of a sudden has been something very, just something in your mind space, something that you've been feeling quite a lot lately, or over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. We've got appreciation. I feel like this is advice for us this week, but also, viewer, this is where you are appreciating where you have been in an appreciative state, even where things on the outside, we were picking up energy earlier about things on the outside not feeling like they have necessarily come to fruition, but we've been taking the right steps anyway, taking things as they come, taking things with being courageous in our emotional body, which is true bravery when we take the courage to be true with ourselves and then express that to other people. So communicating our needs to other people and making these changes, because in the physical is kind of like the last realm that it happens in. It happens in our emotional space first. It's kind of like we get this understanding, this soul star chakra energy, this knowing that comes through us, and we kind of get that with the judgment as well, this release of something that's not serving us, or this karma balance with the judgment card, with this energy and with this Libra energy. But it could be that we're getting kind of, we get downloads, we kind of feel into things, feel into the truth of things. For us, it happens a lot on the inside, a lot in the mind, before we take this kind of Mars force energy. And this is kind of a reminder for us as well to say we are going to be in our emotional space. We're going to be balanced in those emotions with the King and Queen of Cups. We're going to be in a mode of thinking, strategic, like slower thinking, understanding what these changes mean, what that impact is, and then looking at the action we can take. But being our daughter spirit, just as we're talking about this universal light, yeah, there's a big daughter spirit opening, but this is not just third eye. Third eye feels very strong, viewer. This feels like the inner knowing is very strong. This is the downloads from crown chakra and higher energy. This is tapping into universal consciousness energy. This is being able to, this is the energy where we can meditate, contemplate, send healing out. And the impact of that is felt in the physical. There's real encouragement around that type of energy here. But with this appreciation energy, it's the appreciation being in this slow mode. So appreciating, you can see on this card here, the flower in the hand here that this lady's got in the hand. It's like, and the what's around. So the appreciation of smells, and we're just coming into spring in the northern hemisphere, but also if you're in the southern hemisphere, in the autumn smells of the rain and the soil and the trees, there's different senses, like activating different senses, and this is part of the slowing down and very deeply helps us with tapping into our physical health, helps us be more in a space of creativity, because we're using a different part of our brain. Where we've got the mind, it's like some of this balance for you could be coming out in, okay, how can I be strategic? How can I be in my like left brain mode? I think it's left brain mode. I've just gone slightly blank. Left brain mode, or where you can be in your doing mode, but then it's being able to understand what mechanism, what frameworks, what methods you need to use to switch into this creativity mode. It feels like there needs to be some balance happening there as well. So this, say if you ran um, a website design business, and you did, you've got your accounting, you've got your business strategy, you've got people, HR, all of these other elements that come up in business, but then you've also got to sit and look at, colors and design and all of these other things that come into your creative space. And it's how to go from one to the other, but using that, obviously that's not going to be for everybody, but using the principle of that throughout all of your life, all areas of your life. So going into relationships maybe with more creativity, with this pleasure and play here, and using your skill in different ways in your life to enrich and deepen those connections, and to make changes. Oh, we've got a man with a heart. And to make changes where you need to make changes, but these feel very, in the relationships, it feels very subtle changes almost, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, the Queens and Kings coming out here. It's like subtle changes. But for your personal journey, it feels very courageous, the action that you're taking. And it's a balance of these as well. We've got man holding a heart. So this is action through your heart space. For some of you, this could be a masculine energy coming towards you with an offer of love, with an understanding about love, with maybe you can have a deeper understanding or appreciation of love from a masculine energy, especially with these two kings coming up here as well. Action, the emotional body first, and then the action. I feel that's what Spirit's saying to us. Is there any more here? Let's see. Okay. Oh, we've got angel of balance. Yes. There's a lot of balance that's needed this week. This is not just about this week. I feel like what we're understanding this week is the balance to take us forward. So we've got angel of balance, angel of strength. Beautiful. And we've got victory. And we've got envy. Okay, if there is any change that you want to see in your life this week, there is a lot of energy encouraging you to take that, especially to make changes, especially where something is bringing something coming back into balance. We've got a lot of different balance coming in. The Libra balance, we've got the King and Queen of Cups, the emotional balance, we've got the mind and the heart space balance. So, and anything that, especially where it impacts your health. But you've got victory this week. You've got victory. I feel like this envy card, it's not the envy so much. It's the wanting to take a step away from where you are to where you want to be. And that's where this Mars energy comes in. If anybody feels stuck where you are and not knowing when to take the step, it's not about the time. It's not about time frame. It's about listening to that wind of change, that whisper of change, and then taking action from that space. Let's go a little bit deeper here and see, on a personal level, where are we going this week? That might be impacting the collective, but on a personal level, where are we going? Coming back to yourself, to the sea, coming back to yourself. And this, with the sea here, it's the emotional body. What else do we have? What else do we need to know for the viewer? Milk and honey. Pleasure and play. Look at this card. I love this card. This is nutrition for a lot of you. This the holistic health, what you're consuming, what you're drinking, what you're eating, what's around you in the atmosphere, the energy around you, and how much pleasure does that give you? How good does your body feel? Yeah, I love this energy. Amazing. Yeah, nutritious, playful, time to go. So there is certainly change. I feel like you've already been picking up on changes that are needed to be made. And the next chapter that's coming in, it's like this energy might have been with you, perhaps with the eclipse energy here, perhaps for kind of like the last 6 months, but certainly the last few weeks. There's been an energy of just wanting to go. Maybe you can't see the door, so there's a bit of fog, a bit of mist, just hovering over the new door, but it's the decision to go and to start crossing the bridge. And this is towards more emotionally fulfilling activities. If anything was possible, where would I? Oh, viewer, I was just about to say, if anything was possible, where would I go for this time to go? And we've got imagine, and this is the if anything was possible, what would I do? Energy. If there was no, because there's a card here that Spirit's just shown me, and I can't remember in this deck, and I can't remember the name of the specific word, so I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like if I knew I couldn't fail, what would I do? And that was the energy that I was picking up on here. For a lot of you, that's an important question. If I couldn't fail, if there wasn't, because there's no such thing as failure, it's just how we feel in the mental space sometimes about this, and the perception and judgment perhaps of others. So if there was no failure for me and or others, however this energy is applying for you right now or this week as it comes through, what would you do if there was no limits? Oh, and we've got happy, happy. What is going to make you happy, happy? Not just this week. This feels long term. What is going to make you happy, happy? Viewer, there is such a powerful energy here of when you move into a place of being happy, everything falls into place. And it feels quite quickly. What else do we need to know? I feel like there's one more here, or there's something else here. What do we need to know? But it starts with coming back to ourselves, our emotional body, our own awareness, our connection with spirit. Oh, okay. We have Message in a Bottle. This came out first, this one. Truth be told, yes, this is all about being truthful with yourself. This is being taking off the mask that you think you need to wear. And sometimes, you know, where we're wearing the mask, we don't even know we're wearing it. We've worn it for so long. Going into work, yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Everything's good. I'm happy. And we don't even realize that we're doing it. This slowness of the mind that's happening with Mercury retrograde, but also this eclipse energy, which is very encouraging change. It's loving change for the greater good that's around these eclipses, and things coming back into balance for everything. But that includes the micro levels of your own life as well. And with this, truth be told, it's like, what actually is my truth for some of you? What really, what do I love? What does bring me pleasure? Maybe we're so out of touch with that at the moment that we don't actually know what brings us pleasure, what brings us joy, what we really find funny, you know, all of these different things that give us a lightness and a play energy. So we've got truth be told, but this also then translates into our communications with other people um, as well. And it's easier once we've asked ourselves those questions and going slower in our own mind space, tapping into this emotional stability, because it feels very emotionally stable underneath. There's like some mind fluttering that's happening, where we've got lots of different thoughts, but it's like they're so inconsequential. You can't even hold on to them. The thoughts, they don't even stay necessarily. They're like so fast or so light, but like quite shallow. And we know that they're shallow, but we can't necessarily see what else is there. It's this time to go energy where we can't see what's the door that's right at the back of this card here. If you can see here, this door here is like, we can see, sorry, let me get the reflection of the laptop off. We can see that there is a door, but we've got no idea what's underneath us because all of the mist. But we know we're following the stars. It's like, oh, what's the film? There's a Pixar film where she follows the wisps. Is it Brave? Oh, I might have got that name wrong. And well, it's a Disney film. I think it's Pixar, but where she follows the wisps. Oh no, I think it's definitely a film. I can't remember. I can see they're blue. I can see it on the TV screen, but I can't remember the name of the film. We've got Message in a Bottle. So there's a lot of communication. There could be communication from somebody from the past for some of you, but for most of you, this is how you are communicating and how people are communicating with you, that then exposes this truth. And you're like, oh, do you know what? Actually, this is how I feel about it. It's in relationship to another. It's something else being mirrored to you from another, where you can work out some of your own truth here. And we've got TikTok. We've got this Saturn energy as well. Time. Time is being Time is going by with or without us, and it's really, how do you want to use your time? How do you want to use your time? There could be for some of you as well, you've got an opportunity to do something, move house, new job, start a business, anything that feels really good for you. And if there is any fear around this, or there's any kind of feeling of being just anxious or feeling trapped in some way, be curious as to why. Ask, or be curious in your headspace, but headspace being strategical thinking and tactical thinking. So if you're not sure about a contract, an employment contract that you've got, or anything like that, get some advice. Ask why things are in place so that you understand the context of everything. Also, the bigger questions bigger spiritual questions that you have to ask. This is coming, the connection with spirit, with this universal light here as well, is, and we've got daughter spirit. There's here the daughter spirit energy. There's going to be something, if you do speak to spirit, or you do have you're a medium, or you have any links in this way and this resonates, it's a important time for you to be asking questions. With the energy of the eclipses, feels very important for you somehow as well. This is being curious as to why things are the way they are, why there might be particular energies around you right now. What do you need to be understanding from them for them to pass? This is leading somewhere very exciting. Questions are more important than answers this week, because you get your answers through being curious. Also, what makes you feel like you are free? What makes you feel like you can spread your wings and fly? What makes you feel free in your mind is where this emotional piece is coming in. That might not resonate for everybody, but it feels important for someone on some level. Okay, where are we going now? What's being activated this week for this? Because we've got quite a lot of long-term energy coming up. What's being activated this week in terms of this Mars force energy and these changes, this revolution? Can't remember when the next solar eclipse is. The mist. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. That's what we were picking up big time on this time to go energy. There is mist. It feels a little bit foggy, but we can see something, and what we can see is true. So trust your inner compass. Be led from within. Yeah, it's a time for knowing. It's a time for truth and knowing. It really does lead, this energy, making the decisions from this place, viewer, feels like it's leading somewhere very positive. I do feel as well, for a lot of you, you have this inner kind of knowing that it will work out. Oops. We have thank you, gratitude, appreciating what's sustaining you. And we have let it go, release the past, forgive, soften, and move forward. Okay. We've got the appreciation and forgiveness and thank you here that's come out, the energy. So if there's anything that is kind of in our energy space that needs forgiving from the heart space, Ho'oponopono practice is very good for this energy as well. If you feel like it's stuck and it's not shifting, if we're in the mind about something from the past, what somebody's done, or how we've felt, or something that we've done, if there's any of that happening, this is something to truly be conscious about letting go of this week. And we've got let it go, release the past, forgive, soften, and move forward. Being grateful for everything how it is, and understanding this domino effect. I think we're done there. I'm just gonna see if there's anything else. No, Spirit said we're done. Okay, let's have a look at what else do we need to know. What doors are opening this week, and then we'll get some clarity around what's coming for this forgiveness, perhaps for some, and have a look a little bit deeper. But let's have a look at what doors we need to be watching out for this week. What doors might be opening for us, or we might be standing in front of, that we need to be aware of. There we go. One more shuffle. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. And we've got the lunar eclipse energy, which is powerful right now, viewer, as well. So there is change coming. There is change. This change is going to force you to, almost like force you to admit that you want the change. It's like where you try to be perhaps in balance too much in this Libra balance, but you've been self-sacrificing and overgiving. It means that you haven't been in a space where you have been able to take action as powerfully as you could. That's coming back into balance this week. And what else do we need to know about doors? I also want to show you the back of this card. So this is Change Beckons. This also looks like, we had this envy. This looks very much like this. Where do I need to go to be in the brightest light for me? It looks very, I mean, it's not the same, but it's got a very similar energy. Okay, so we've got change. And imagine if everything was possible, where would I go? What would I do? And who would I do it with? And when would I do it? It's all of the questions. It's the curiosity. It's this why. Freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reason. This is the entire energy, viewer. This is the entire energy. I love this. This came out. This is the energy. Let me show you the door as well. It just could be, it just could ignite some feeling, perhaps. Yeah. On this imagine energy as well. That's very stunning. Okay. Walkabout. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people. The earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you will find the will to survive. For some of you this week, you are looking into and looking at ancient civilizations. You're looking at indigenous, uh, perhaps different kinds of ways, different healing ways, perhaps. This could be with something like Ho'oponopono. This energy here with this door is making me feel like sometimes things need to be just removed and then rebuilt. The foundation is the same, our values are the same, but a rebuild, a renovation of how we're thinking about where we can go in everything. Okay, let's get some clarity now for you, viewer. Let's see, let's get some clarity here. We're first going to get some clarity on anything that needs this forgiveness or this let go, and then we'll have a look at clarity around, clarity around the energy as a whole for the collective. Oh, completion. Whatever's happening with any forgiveness, any holding on, this could be energy that's with you, or it could be a situation that you are in that maybe feels like it's still got this tenseness around it, this tension, but it's completing this week. Okay, there's energy to support the completion here. What else about this forgiveness that we need to know about for the viewer? This one wanted to come out. 7 of Cups, illusion, lots of different choices, not knowing really how to approach a situation. This is like emotional, like emotional fed upness. And just there's an emotional exhaustion that's happened for everybody involved if this is applying to a situation in your life or an energy that's currently still with you. But there's like a exhaustion and just like a depletion of emotional clarity, but that's coming to an end this week. What else do we need to know for the viewer around this forgiveness? 6 of Pentacles, yeah, an offer of mending the bridge, perhaps, or just some kind of offer where you can let it go. And this offer could come in many different shapes. Yeah, kind of extending an olive branch. We've got 6 of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Yeah, could be somebody from your past coming back. Sometimes with the Pentacles energy. But this is a give and take of this. I mean, this is bringing things into balance. This is giving and understanding. This is the truth be told energy with self and other. But this is making a gesture. And it could be that somebody comes in with a gesture that is not quite, they haven't quite got it right, but it's what's underneath the gesture, the intention and the emotion underneath the gesture that's important. This person, or you, or both, doesn't know how to approach the situation now to say sorry. I feel like because it just got too out of hand almost. And we've got, yeah, Queen of Swords. There's clarity coming in. There's clarity and truth coming in around the situation, but from a place of nurturing, understanding, being more careful with the mind, with words. And this is kind of spirit saying whatever happens this week, it's the gratitude of this being able to just let go. I feel like for some of you, particularly if you're very sensitive to energies, collective energies, like can feel them physically, you will feel this release. Like you will physically feel the release, and you might even see something as well with third eye, or even in just in the physical, beyond third eye. Page of Swords, and you'll see it release. There's a lot of emotional, spiritual awakenings happening this week. This is kind of my why card as well. Sometimes with the Page of Swords, it's like, nah, I'm not quite sure this is right. And this really is curious questions. Curious questions, but for you and for the people around you, for your relationships as well. What else do we need to know for the energy this week? We've got the Lovers. Oops. Okay. These two want to, or three want to come out as well. Is there anything else before I flip these round? Anything else to clarify the energy this week? Spirit, please, for the viewer, for the collective energy. No, I feel like that's it. Yeah. Okay. We've got the Lovers. This is about choices. This is communications. This is our Gemini energy as well. This is about communication, which is our third house energy, which is linked to this Mercury energy. This is communicating in love relationships, but with the Lovers energy, this is also the partnerships, the seventh house energy coming out. So this could be impacting your love relationships this week. This is not holding on too tightly to what's happened in the past and taking a leap of faith about how beautiful your life can be in the future. Oh, we've got Judgment again. Right, I'm gonna... Okay, because Spirit, I have quite a few for us here. We've got the Knight of Swords, the Six of Swords. We have the Death card. We have Justice. So yeah, we're definitely in Libra energy here. Judgment for me sometimes feels very linked to Justice, depending on what else comes out. It's this balance, things coming back into balance. But for this Justice, this is the things coming into balance in the physical as well, in some way, as well as the spiritual. And we've got the Hermit. Yeah, there's parallel between self and relationship this week. Seven of Swords. We're definitely moving away from this any unhealthy mind chariot, moving forward from a place of emotion with the Cancer energy coming through. Ten of Swords. And Judgment. Oh, Judgment and Heartbreak together. Yes, this is... And the Moon. How beautiful to end on the Moon card here. Yeah, so with the Three of Swords, any heart pain energy, any situation where there's you and maybe more than one other person, where there is any hurt that's happened in the heart space, in the emotional space, particularly with this Lover's energy, but doesn't have to be. We're going to something a lot more emotionally fulfilling. We're deep diving, we're understanding, we've got inner knowing. The Moon and the Chariot energy coming through together as well. Very powerful for our sense of, and with this to the sea energy that we had earlier, this is all about coming back into self. So this to the sea is the emotional body, but very connected for me with the Chariot and the Moon energy, because it's like, how do we want to move forward? Where do we want to navigate to in ourself? Coming back, being curious, imagining, having this time and space in every way possible to take this steps forward. Once this is clear, your action forward is going to be extremely powerful. It's like you don't need to worry about action forward at all. The action forward is 100% going to sort itself out. It's clarity around these steps and the courage to take the steps where we can't quite see what's underneath us, what's in front of us, but we know we need to walk in that direction. Something very compass-led, inner compass-led about the energy this week. And there is some time needed on our own to do that before we come back into balance with others, with the collective. And anything that feels like a burden is going to be cycled out. We've got the Judgment twice. We've got Judgment, clarifying Judgment. And that is, things are going to not feel... Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Things are going to feel not as painful as they have, because there's something that's going to come in. Perhaps this message, we had message in a bottle here. Something else is going to come in for healing. That could be when you're in nature. That could be something to do with consuming with technology, sometimes with social media as well here. This could be just putting an end or a completion to having other people having access to our space, perhaps on social media. Things are absolutely coming back into balance, but it's going to be very subtle. The energy shift is going to be very subtle, but as soon as you realize it's happened, it's going to be very powerful. Okay, let's get some. No, we're here. Let's get some advice about how spirit are around us this week, going through this energy for the collective. How are spirit around us this week? What do you want us to know, spirit? We have protection. As you're going through this, you're you're very protected, you're extra protected at the moment. We're always protected as best as spirit can. We have free will, we walk our own pathway, we make our own choices, but there's a protection around your emotional space in particular, as well as your spiritual space, with this universal light which is going outside of our body, above our crown chakra, into our soul star chakra. So this is really tapping into other dimensions, other realms. And there's a lot of protection if you're doing anything like that as well. If you're in a meditative state and you feel not emotionally, sorry, energetically very vulnerable, ask for protection. You could also feel somebody's energy coming towards you that doesn't feel very nice. It could feel maybe in your stomach area. I'm getting stomach, um, like something over your stomach. Something. Ask for if that resonates, or if anything feels like it's somebody else's energy is too close to you and it's too intense. Then ask spirit to place some protection around you, or do this exercise yourself as well as that. But spirit are around. Oh, and we've got abundance. Spirit are around us, protecting us this week. We have a lot. Honestly, there is so much positivity and success, not just our emotional well-being, but this transpires everywhere. We've got like health, happiness, well-being, emotional well-being, fulfillment, satisfaction, pleasure, play. We've got all of it this week. So we've got the abundance card. I also feel for you, viewer, there's something going to come in where we're going to be in a deep appreciation. This could be money, this could be advice, this could be something to help us let go. Something's coming in this week where it's abundantly clear, and it's giving us something very profound and powerful and nurturing and nourishing for our own souls and our own spirits and our own body, perhaps, that's coming in. We've got victory here. Things are coming back into balance. There is a strength energy to be able to make these healthy decisions we need to make. Angel assistance. And we had two angels coming out earlier: angel of balance, angel of strength. And so we've got angel assistance this week, and this is always very powerful. We can feel it's very palpable, but this is also very often when we're on our divine purpose, when we're going, so if, on an astrological perspective as well, this is going towards your midheaven, towards your 10th house energy, and your MC in your chart. This is also going towards your north node energy. So and you could have aspects or links between your north node or your MC to a fire, like fire energy, Mercury energy. It could be that you have Saturn in one of the houses, or 10th house, or where your north node is. There could be a link in your astrological chart there as well. And because this, with angel assistance, this is where something very divine comes in. This is divine intervention coming in. This is us being on the pathway that we need to for our highest evolution, spiritually and physically, it feels this week. It's, I mean, I don't have a word. This feels very, very strong. Very, very strong. Okay, let's get some advice now. What do we need to know? What do you want us to know, Spirit, this week? What should we be looking out for? What should we be aware of? How should we be moving or taking this action forward? We've got the dark. Take a moment to sit under the star-speckled sky, listening to crickets and breathing in the cool night air. We've got this energy with the moon as well. I mean, with the eclipse and the lunar eclipse, this is also about the darkness, illumination in the darkness. And we've got the hermit energy too. Yeah. Deep within for profound without, outside without. I don't mean without, I mean profound outside change after deep inside change. But the outside change happens without you doing very much for this energy. We've got phases. Shine even when you're not whole, even when you don't feel whole. When you feel like everything's all a little bit, I say hickledy-pickledy, but I'm not sure. I think that's a very British phrase. When things feel very disconnected and all over the place and jumbled, when we feel like we're a jigsaw puzzle that is totally not together. We've got self-care, yeah. Spoil yourself in the moonlight. A lot about self-care, well-being, physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. Nucleus. The power within stars is the power within you. Imagine if everything was possible. If everything was possible. Oh, and we've got discover. Spot new opportunities. I feel like as soon as you align in your inner world with what it is you want, and sometimes this isn't necessarily a physical, I want X in the physical. For some, it can be, and this is very human design linked as well with kind of manifesting through like sacral chakra or creativity or manifestation. The human design framework talks about specific and non-specific manifesting. So you can be somebody who you need to see, if you're trying to manifest a house, for example, you need to see the wallpaper, the color of the carpets, the feel of the carpets. You need to see the door frames, you need to see the door handles, the taps, you know, the cutlery, the plates, everything that's in the house, you need to see because it's specific. But whereas for some others, it would be the feeling of what it is that you want to get. So it's the feeling of when you're at home and you are painting, or the feeling of when you're at home and you're listening to music, or the feeling of driving home. It's the feeling to tap into, to encourage and to draw in that manifestation. So it could be trying both ways or looking at a human design. For you just need, I think, the same as your astrology chart and birth date, time of birth, and location of birth. And you can see on your human design chart there as well. But there's like, it's just doing the thing, and you'll feel it as well. Because if you're not a specific manifester, and you try and be specific in manifesting or seeing something, you won't be able to do it. It won't feel fully true. But whereas if you try and imagine the feeling of something, it will feel fully true. That, yeah, feels quite important for just tapping into the feeling or tapping into the vision, whichever way you work, whichever way is important for you. Let's have a look now at just some last words of advice as we go through. We need to be curious this week. We're balancing our emotions. We're going deep within. We're thinking about what is making us feel pleasure, what is making us feel light and fun, what needs changing in our lives this week. Oops, okay. What needs changing? How are we communicating? How do I want to communicate? Am I communicating all of my needs? What is completing? What needs letting go of? And we've got stag spirit, take the lead. We've got parrot spirit, watch your words. This is Mercury in retrograde right here. This is watching your words in your mind and when you're communicating with others. There's two things very strong with this, viewer. Watch your words where you need to go within to communicate something outside. So this is the slow communication. This is also when something comes completely from our heart space, or just comes out of nowhere, or comes from spirit in some way with this very strong deepening connection to spirit. it's like we don't have the words before we say them. They just come out, and it's not conditioned words, it's truth words. So watching where we might be in this place of like, what do I want to do? Where do I want to be? What do I want to feel like? And this energy that Spirit's talking to us about, what is my milk and honey? What's my nourishment? It could be that it's just like, oh, and you just say it. It could be 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds of absolute core truth, and watch those words as they play out. And we've got Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. Yep, so anything that feels a little bit iffy this week with these phases, we're going somewhere much bigger. This is all about inner, and the outside just, it falls into place. It comes in with this abundance and this victory. It comes in, it's aligning. Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation, and this is always our inner self first. It feels very much inner for this week. With Saturn as well, this is about not skipping steps. So we have to do step by step by step. We have to feel the whole thing, understand the whole thing, and then move on to the next page of our book, if you like. So this is really not taking any shortcuts. And we've got Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. If there was no limits, seems to be the mantra for this energy, with the imagine, but also just the happy energy coming in. And Whale Spirit, the great mystery. It feels very spiritually linked as well. What's happening in the spiritual learning for us this week. Let's have a look. What else? I feel like there might be something else here. Yeah, okay, 1 second. I feel like there's 2 more. Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. And we've got Seahorse. This is why we needed 2 more. Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. Be in the place, emotionally, mentally, and just with your feeling, with your being, spiritually. Be in the place of this imagine. And then wait and see what happens. Amazing. Very positive energy this week for thinking about really what it is we love, where we want to be, our spiritual evolution, going deep dive of going within. And there's a lot of completion happening. We're losing things, and we're disconnecting from energies that have put us in any kind of emotional pain. And we are moving forward and moving through with much more happy. Okay, viewer, I hope that that's helped with some of the energies you're picking up on and that you experience this week as we go on into the beginning of April. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching the reading with me today, as always, and have a wonderful week.